Hello, my name's Gaetano. I've been writing anti-Trump songs for several years now. I have over 500 on YouTube. Feel free to look them up. Just look up Guy Patalano, Patalano. You'll see a big G. Hit that and go to my playlist. And there's one on there, 500 anti-Trump tunes. There's other playlists on there too. I fool around, play with the guitar. I have this little Spire recording machine that I use that puts songs on YouTube. And I've been bombing songs out against Donald Trump for several years, at least. I can remember one that's on there. The first one on there was written in 2018, so you figure it out. Do the math. Our president, he's just a lucky idiot. I mean, he ran the first time a woman ran. He ran against her. She got the popular vote. America wasn't ready for a female president. So he came along at a time when competition was not exactly what it used to be. And he ran he was in the office for 4 years. He kind of messed up the pandemic. More died than should have. Talked about taking bleach, and he just didn't look good. And then he ran in 2020, but this time he ran against a man, and he legitimately and fairly and squarely lost to Joe Biden. He called him Sleepy Joe. He had names for everybody. You know, I didn't even like him when he first started in 2016. Some of the things that he said about the acrimonious remarks toward John McCain, and the way he talked to reporters, you're bleeding from somewhere. He just didn't have the mannerisms, the behavior, the character that I thought a president, our leader, should have. And he just expressed himself very vulgarly at times. That thing with the bus, he put it off as a locker room talk, but it was not appropriate. So anyway, Biden came along and beat him. But Mr. Trump won't accept the fact that he messed up on the pandemic, that his vocabulary was poor, and the way he talked about people, and Biden beat him. Also, Biden being a male gave him the edge. And then when a woman ran again, that happened in 2024, he beat her. But combined, both women got most of the popular vote. And while Biden was president, he complained about the election was rigged. It was not rigged. It was not rigged. They checked on it. You lost. Asking for votes in Georgia on the phone. You have him on tape. Very despicable man. But again, America wasn't ready for a woman in the White House, so he won a second time. So the both times he won was against a woman. Shows that the country's not ready for a female president, but we will have one eventually. God knows we need a little Mother Earth here type thing to get this country back on track. Who knows, maybe the next election they'll both have females running. Anyway, we need to win the midterms in 2026 to impeach him and get him out. I mean, this Epstein thing is growing big. It's breaking open. There's a lot of people that were involved. And don't tell me Trump wasn't involved, because, they were buddies for years. They were connected. If Trump wasn't involved, he had to know. If he didn't know, then he's not cognizant enough to be president of the United States. Look what happened in Penn State. Joe Parr, he was fired. They took statues down of him because he knew about what Sandusky was doing, and he didn't do enough to stop it. Well, I feel Donald Trump knew. I think he was in on it. He recruited girls to come into his Malago place. What's her name? Maxwell. Groomed him. And Epstein paid him and took care of business. But it was kind of like a team effort. But the only one that really knows is Maxwell. And she will not say anything because Donald Trump's her ticket to get out of jail, to get pardoned. If Donald Trump should get impeached after the midterms, she'll sing like a bird, because then she's going to try and swing a deal the other way. I'll give you all you need to know about with Donald Trump's involvement. She'll just do anything to get out of jail. And if it has to expose the truth about him, or if it has to be a lie about him to get him to pardon her, she'll do it. So that's where all that's at. We'll see where it all falls with the investigation. He's first year here now as president in 2024. We've had people shot in the streets by ICE. We've had military crimes committed. We've had inflation. We've had struggles financially. The people can't afford to live. Things are pretty bad. I'm not going to say that we're eating dogs. And remember when he did that? The guy is just, I don't know what to tell you. It's just a phenomenon. It was a lucky thing that the 2 times he won was against a woman. And I can't wait till he's impeached. And I can't wait for the next president to put up a frame on him. And they take Biden's down and correct it. You put the auto pen up there. And we're going to put, he screwed up the pandemic. And he had war crimes. And we had the pleasure. And he has hurt other nations with the tariffs, and what's going on wanting Greenland, and what's going on with war crimes, what's going on with Canada. We've had great relationships with other foreign nations that he's destroying little by little. And the insurrection, that's got to go on his plaque, because that's got to be told. And he even pardoned some of those people. I can't wait for the next president to come in and pardon that guy that had the rifle on his land. Pardon him from jail and tell him to go hunting. But anyway, this is really an embarrassment. I think he's probably the most disliked man in history, because if you take all this world population, which has increased, Hitler was despised, but this man has a bigger population. Other countries can't stand him. I think he's going to go down as the most disliked man in history. We got to put that on his plaque in the White House too. The biggest mistake, America's biggest mistake. And it's got to come to an end soon. Vance will take over after Mr. Trump is impeached. He will be impeached. And Vance is going to rule with his tail between his legs for the last couple of years, and he'll be gone too. But yeah, we've got to correct this situation. America's got to stop him before it's too late, because we're going to get into a war if we don't. So I'm glad that military people are speaking up. People are really coming up against him, and I want to see him go. But the way he's naming things after himself, before we become Planet Trump, maybe we can get 2 complete terms. He's going to be impeached. You watch. Take care. Bye now.